Hello, welcome back to the model bench. Happy New Year to you all. Sorry it's been a while since I did a video, with Christmas and everything, but I'm back now. Hopefully videos will come a little bit more frequent. So where I'm at the moment is, since the last video I know was an update, and this is a little bit more of an update, and then we'll get on with things. So basically, I don't know whether you can tell, but I actually resprayed my funnels. I just wasn't happy with the colour. I thought it was a little bit too yellow. I went back to Tamiya flat flesh, and I just think, yeah, it's much more. It's funny because in the bottle it does look very kind of fleshy, but actually once you put it on the funnels, it's absolutely perfect. Really matches the colour. So I'm kind of sorry I didn't do that in the first place, but anyway, I resprayed them, a little bit of touch up, and really pleased with them. You can see I have my davits done, just waiting on the lifeboats. Lifeboats are all done and labelled, got the decals on them ready to go, so that's good. And then just a few other little things I've done since the last video. I put on my masts, so they're all set ready to go, front and rear mast. I finished off my cranes. Again, just there's a lot of little kind of cosmetic things. For anybody who hasn't started their cranes, just a word of advice. I made up the crane and put it at the angle that I thought was correct, and then once I brought in the little kind of stands, they didn't really, the stand wouldn't go around it. It did on the other one, but not on this one. So if once you're gluing the kind of arm onto this, and these are the KA ones, just be very careful that you don't have it angled up too high. It's almost like you have to build this and this at the same time just to make sure they all match. The same way when you're doing these rear ones, as you can see, that far one I have raised too high, but you have to have one of them raised a little bit higher so that the other one sits underneath. If they're both straight, you know, they're not going to sit one on top of the other, but if this one is too high, then again the loops don't go over it. So I will make something, scratch build something there, but that's just something, a heads up for anybody who is about to build their cranes. And also, I think I mentioned in the last one that I had knocked over my model, believe it or not, but thank God I was able to get it back together and everything's grand and all the lights work. The bridge broke up in 3 parts, but again I was able to stick it back together. It's not 100%, but I'm pretty happy considering it was in bits. And the lights, both navigation lights, work really well, so that's great. And then I've just been doing little cosmetic stuff here and there. Put on the little decals here, and I put on my props, put on the little decal here. So yeah, chipping away. And again, as I come across stuff, I'm just kind of touching up and fixing and making, you know, I'd say towards the end there'll be a lot of cosmetic stuff. I've put on some of the collapsible lifeboats, and I've put on the holders for the other boats, for the lifeboats, main lifeboats. And again, the way I'm approaching this is I put on the railings here first, and once they're in place, then I stick in the funnel. Same with this one here. Got the railings in place and put on the funnel. So obviously I have to get the railings around this one, then I'll put on the second funnel. This third funnel is ready to go, but what I had to do was, because it's a China 3D funnel, the pipes didn't match the pipes that come with the kit. So these are the pipes that come with the kit. 1 second, there we go. They're the pipes that come with the kit, and they weren't matching up with the China 3D pipes, as you can see. Now I saw Robbie, the model boat guy, did a fantastic job. He actually separated these and then got them joined, and he did a really good job. I never even thought of that. I'll try and put a link down below to Robbie's build, and particularly to that video, because I think it's very useful just how he approached it. But what I did was I actually just scratch built from styrene some pipes, kind of same thickness as the China 3D, and I have them then matching up, and they've turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with them. So they will match the piping on this. I might just have to adjust a little bit, a bit of glue and whatever. Bit of glue and spit and polish. So that's where I am at the moment. So I think going forward what I'm going to be doing is I'll get the railings done here, get the funnel in, get the funnel in here, get the pipes joined up. Then after that, I think I will do the rigging from here down, get them in place. Then I can get the lifeboats in place. And then obviously I have to do all the railings around here and any little touch-ups. Railings around here, little touch-ups. Some more railings here. And then obviously all the rigging and the masts. And then again, a lot of cosmetic work. A few little more, a few little more decals then as well around, and anything else I've missed. I've also, probably the last thing I'll do is over every coaling door is the little kind of cleats, and then underneath here there's pad eyes and cleats to go under here as well. But again, I think I'm going to leave them till the very last. So that's where I am at the moment. As I say, I'm pretty happy just to get this far, and particularly after I dropped it like a big Aegis. But yeah, after I dropped it, I just thought, oh my god, that's it, it's round. But no, I think I salvaged it and it looks pretty good. Again, a few little cosmetic things to work on, you know, where some of the decking didn't kind of go back in perfect. Just have to touch that up. But I believe once it's once the lifeboats are in place, that should be okay. Have to replace the roof here because, of course, the roof that I had on it, I got a bit of glue on it. So lucky enough, I was able to peel it off, and I'll replace that with a new piece of decking. And that's really it. Yeah, really happy, like I say, with it so far. I think it's looking really good. I think the profile of it looks amazing. It's such a beautiful ship. It really is. When you start to get to the kind of nitty-gritty fine parts, I just think it's amazing. Yeah, it's just looking really gorgeous, and then lit up, it looks great as well. Really pleased with my lighting. Again, the first time I've ever attempted something on this scale and with lights, so it's been a really steep learning curve. But so far so good, fingers crossed. So we get on. I think the next bit I will do is I'll get this funnel on and get it attached to the pipes. So I'm going to start installing the railings. What I do here is I try, where I can, I try and bend it into the shape that it's going to fit, and get it that it sits really nicely. That way all I have to do then is put a little bit of glue on the bottom and then just drop it into place, and a little bit of fine adjustment that usually does it. So there's that piece in place. As you can see, the better you get it fitting exactly, it just means the less you have to kind of bend and maneuver it into place. That's really nice. Happy with that. As you can see here now, I've done around the funnel, so I can now add in the funnel onto that area. I've also done around here, just those few little curves, and brought it around, so that funnel's now ready to go into place into that area, just there. This is another method that I use. I stick a little bit of the decking in, or the railing in place, let that dry, and then I start to bend it around the area here, you know, just to get it to fit around the different shapes. So that's another kind of method you can use as well. Sorry about that fly. So as you can see, I've just started to bend it around the shapes. Stick a little bit, bend it, stick a little bit, bend it, and that's another way of just controlling the railings and to get them in place for some tricky bending. So it's looking good, and obviously just down there there'll be a gap for the stairs. So there it is, finished. Really happy with how that went. It's looking nice and really nice. And obviously you've got the gap there for the stairs. They're really delicate, so just take your time. They're easy to bend out of shape, but a lot of the time to go back into their shape. That's where the stairs is going to go. So now I have just two stairs here in place, and again, really happy with them. You've got one there, and you've got one here, and obviously over the other side as well. And I've got that funnel in place as well, so it's all coming together really nicely. So again, just really take your time. I've got that funnel then connected to the pipes. So this is another method that I've used. This railing is going to have this kind of, it's going to go here. As you can see, it's just going to go around here. And it's a tricky enough shape. And then this photo etch part is going to go on top. So I thought what I do is I'll bend the railing to match the photo etch, because as you can see, the photo etch fits that shape perfectly. So it's just another method of doing it maybe. What I'll do is I'll lay that down and then stick the railings underneath to match that shape exactly, and then I can just drop the whole lot in place, just going around there, and then I can just drop it in place in there. So hopefully that will work. So as you can see now, I have the railing stuck on. There's a little groove in the photo etch, so it just sticks in there, and that's looking good. And now all I have to do is drop that into place and stick it in this area here. I'm now going to work on the forecastle railings. So it just goes along the back, along the side, and around the other side. So that'll really finish it off nicely. The first bit I have to do is just this little curve up here. So again, I just bended that around a kind of curved surface and then just kept test fitting it. And then I have to do one piece to go along the back, sides and back, and then the same over the other side. So that's the first one in place, and the second one as well, and they look really good. I'm really happy. You can see there's little gaps there just where they fit over some of the stanchions. I've also just put in these two little supports just here over here and on the near side as well. And these are the KA railings. So really nice detail on them. So very happy with that. And make sure your railings do come this side of the very front. Don't wrap them around that very front part. I'm now going to do the poop deck. I've got the railing in here, just going around, and again I just stuck it, manoeuvred it, stuck it, manoeuvred it. I've added in my little light here, then it's just sticking out through the railings, my little navigation light. I added the anchor as well. So yeah, fairly pleased with these. They went on handy enough. I was kind of dreading it, but they went on handy enough. And now don't make the mistake I made. This is the railings that goes around the bridge, and I completely forgot that there's obviously stairs up to the bridge, so I should have started the railings on one side of the steps and went around, and then it would have ended at the other side of the steps. So what I did, I had to cut through the railing where the steps should be here, and then I just joined it onto the edge. I also added in a few little extra pieces here, like the notice sign on the back. I went with the red notice sign, I just prefer that than the black one. And I added in a little lamp and another notice sign here on the other side. So yeah, it's really coming together really nicely. All these little details really add up. And you can see there I've added some of the life rings. Again, I just had a load painted and I just dropped them in place just along the bridge, and that little notice sign and the stairs and this little piece at the back, again all KA parts, and a couple of little life ring there and one on the other side as well. So this is coming together really nicely. So that's my railings for the moment. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, please like and subscribe, and until next time, talk to you then.